Hey guys, it's Kayleigh. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do the Booktube Newbie Tag. I think this is a really great tag and it's a perfect way for you to get to know me a little bit better and to get to know my reading tastes as well. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the questions. So question number one is, why did you start this channel? And I think I wanted to start this channel for two reasons. So the first reason is just to be more involved in the community. I've been watching Booktube literally for about 5 or 6 years and I've always just been a bit of a lurker, so would watch videos and you feel like you start to really get to know people, but I wouldn't even comment and definitely didn't consider making my own content. I think now I definitely just want to be more a part of the conversation. I kind of put my 2 cents in, as it were, and just be a little bit more involved. The second reason though is probably a little bit more selfish. I really like the idea of having a bit of an archive of my thoughts on the books that I'm reading, and I guess just chronicling my reading life and having that to look back on. I'm really jealous of everybody who has all this content that they can look back on in terms of their hauls, what books they brought into their life, what books they read, their thoughts on those books in the moment, and I really would love to have that for myself as well. The next question is, what unique and fun things can you bring to Booktube? And I find this is quite a hard question. Everybody's different, and I think the whole fun of reading is that everybody's opinion is going to be unique. But I guess I read a wide variety of books, and I think that's probably the unique thing that I'll bring, because I read across so many different genres. So I read literary fiction, commercial fiction, I read fantasy, young adult, more recently non-fiction and middle grade. So I really do read very widely, and I think that is something that a lot of people then can take from my channel. I'm also from Scotland. I am Scottish and I live in Scotland, and there's really not that many Scottish booktubers out there, so I guess maybe, I don't know if that will allow me to bring a unique perspective to things, but it's definitely fun just to have someone from a different place in the world. The next question is, what am I most excited about? Going back to my first answer, I think I'm just excited to be more part of the community and have conversations with people, maybe do buddy reads, make some bookish friends, I think ultimately is what I am most excited about. And why do I love reading? That is probably the hardest question a reader can have, because I think we are all just like, well, why don't you love reading? I think for me, I just love to experience new things. I love to experience different things out with my own realm of the world. That's why I enjoy fantasy, but also just reading books from other perspectives and other backgrounds as well is just really, really fun. And I also just really appreciate language, and I just love the written word. I'm definitely not skilled in writing at all. I would never be a writer, but I just really appreciate beautiful writing and the ability to construct a beautiful sentence. So yeah, I think that's probably why I am a reader. The next question is, what book or series got me into reading? And I think for me there wasn't really a particular book or a particular series. I really have been reading ever since I could, and even before that my parents would read to me every night before I went to sleep, so it's definitely been a big part of my life, literally since I can remember. Some of my favourites though from when I was younger, I remember collecting the Animal Arc books. I think they were by Lucy Daniels, and I would get them with a magazine every month, and I absolutely loved them. They were really short and sweet books, and yeah, I would read them multiple times. I also love Jacqueline Wilson. I literally collected all of her books. Anne of Green Gables was a favourite. I read an Enid Blyton series, I think The Girls at St Clair's. I really liked that. And then of course when I was a teenager, I was obsessed with Twilight. Who wasn't? Yeah, that definitely helped kickstart my reading obsession, and yeah, I've just kind of been reading non-stop since then. And then, what questions would I ask my favourite booktubers? I think this one is tricky. I guess I would just want to speak to them about books that we have in common, books that we've read. I would want to discuss them and ask what they thought. Going back to that, just wanting to be part of the conversation, and the idea of buddy reading really appeals to me. So yeah, I don't know, maybe just ask them like, do you want to buddy read this book with me? Can we be book friends? Is that really sad? And then, what challenges do I think are going to be the most difficult to overcome when starting this channel, and I think for me, to keep it short and sweet, it is the 2 T's: time and technology. It's going to be hard to commit the time to the channel, and I think everybody knows that that is going to be a big commitment going in, and I work full time, so that's definitely going to be a challenge, and I guess that's why I'm taking the plunge now, because I have so much time free at home. And then technology, I am definitely not technology savvy at all. It's definitely already been a bit of a challenge for me figuring out how to edit and how to upload and all of those things, so bear with me, but I'm sure I will get there. I love learning new things, as I said. The next question I've kind of answered already, but it's when did I start reading? And I definitely think there's not really a specific time. I've literally been reading since I can remember, since I could. I've always been a lover of books. If you're counting like when did I become book obsessed and, you know, start collecting hundreds of books, I started my Goodreads account in 2011. So I think probably from 2011 was when like I became an actual like reader with a capital R. The next question is, where do you read? And this has definitely changed in the last year, I would say. We have recently moved into this house. In fact, it's been a year in May. And so now when you ask me this question, the answer is always in my reading chair in this room. I'm super lucky to have this reading room in the house. We have converted one of the bedrooms in the house into my library or my reading room, and this is literally where I spend like 90% of my time. I rarely read anywhere else now, maybe just outside in the garden if it's a nice day, but that is pretty much it. Before that though, I would read pretty much anywhere in the house, in bed, in the living room, but I'm really not very good at reading with distractions, so I really can't read like on the bus or in the car or out in public. I just get too distracted. If I am driving to work though, I will listen to audiobooks, which I have been missing because I don't have my commute right now, but I do have about an hour's drive to work every day and an hour home, so I will listen to an audiobook there as well. And then the last question is, what books do you read? I know this is not helpful, but I honestly read just about everything. I think the main chunk of my reading is literary fiction, but I do read historical fiction and really enjoy historical fiction. That is, a lot of my favourite books are historical. I like general commercial fiction. I'll read a little bit of crime. I'll read fantasy books, young adult, like I said. I've started to get into non-fiction and middle grade just in the last year. And then even very recently I've started to dabble a little bit into romance as well, which I've never really read before, but I've kind of been adding a couple of books to my Goodreads. So yeah, I honestly will try just about everything, which I guess isn't a good thing because my Goodreads has like almost over 2,000 books on it, I think. But I really just honestly will try just about everything, and I think I've enjoyed books in pretty much every genre as well. So not helpful, but yeah, I will read anything. So that is all of the questions from this tag. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have gotten to know me a little bit better and understand my reading tastes a little bit more. I'll be really excited if you want to join me on this journey and subscribe to my channel. And if you have anything that you would like to add, please do so in the comment section down below. I would love to have a conversation. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.